So here's what we're gonna do. So get a like a paper towel roll or a toilet paper roll, and you're gonna cut it as tall as you want your pumpkin to be. I'm gonna cut it pretty short. So that's what I mean by it's pretty short. And then I'm gonna cut it again so that you have an open strip so that I can make it smaller. And this, the size that you choose for this portion is gonna be your pumpkin's gonna be a little bigger than this because you're gonna weave you're gonna loop your thread or your twine around this. So this is gonna be like your center of the bulky part of the pumpkin. So I want mine to be a little bit smaller yet. Let me try that. And then you cut off extra this because it's just gonna get in the way. And you know what? I think actually I want it to be shorter. Just a little bit. Yeah, okay. And then I'm just using regular masking tape to tape it. And then you're gonna go around the top of it now. So you've got a tube like that. And you're gonna go around top and you're just gonna kind of bend it in a little bit with your fingers to get it a head start so that when you weave your twine around, it's just easier for it to pull it in. So it curves in like a pumpkin would, you know? So I just have this jute twine. Any yarn or fat string, like rope or whatever that you have that you want to use for this should work. So then you're going to loop it through and you're just going to keep wrapping this through. Okay, so see how I'm getting gaps? You want to make sure as you're going, you're squeezing those together and pull this rope tight, or this twine tight. And what's going to happen is it's starting to curve the paper over, the cardboard over. So then you're going to pull that tight so that now you should be left with something that looks like that. Something that looks like this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut off this funny little top. Don't need it. And then we're going to cut off. This should be it packed in here so tight that when you cut this off, it's not going to unravel. And that's that. So now you have this guy, right? Now what we're going to do is, because this is jute twine, what I've decided to do, and you could do this too with no matter what you have. If you have yarn that's got like frizzies going on, you can do this too. Get something like a paintbrush or something thin that you can stick in the middle of this thing, or a toothpick or chopstick or something. That way you can paint on the glue. Now what I have here is I have Elmer's glue and water, and that's what we're going to use. So I am just going to paint this on. It's kind of just to smooth out the little hairs the best I can, but also when this dries, it's going to dry clear, and it's going to kind of give us a good base for painting because it's going to have smoothed things out a little bit. And don't worry about gluing your paintbrush in there, you'll be able to get it out. I want some cracks because pumpkins have lumps, but I don't want them super duper deep. But those cracks that we have, that's going to create the depth when we paint him. And that little guy is probably good enough. So I'm going to go stick this over in my little drying rack, and I will come back when they're all dry. My pumpkin is dry from the glue, and if you're going to use jute, there's going to still be like little hairy things on it. You can cut these now if you want, or you can wait till after the next step. It doesn't matter. If you use like a smoother rope or yarn, you will have less of that going on. This is just acrylic paint, craft paint, nothing fancy or expensive. And you're just going to paint it on there. Okay, and there we go. There's one of the little pumpkins. So all of my pumpkins are dried. And what I'm going to do now is I have to put a stem in here. And all I'm going to do for that is I have just a stick from outside, and I'm going to break off a little chunk and put it in here. And they're done. So that's the littlest one. And then we have these two guys as well. So let's go and decorate the porch.